But I always wondered what Chazal meant when they said in the Gemara, Yesi v'lo achmini. My whole life I was trying to understand what exactly. Remember, Yehuda Glantz had a great song with those words. But he used the Yesi v'lo achmini. Yesi v'lo achmini is a statement from Chazal and the Gemara that say that. Let Mashiach come and I don't want to be around to see it. I'm thinking, what could that mean? What could that, like who, no matter how crazy it's going to get before Mashiach comes, who would ever say, especially we're dealing with tzaddikim, that they'd say, let it happen, Shneim come, but I don't want to see it, I don't want to be around for it. It's such a wild statement. And this is, obviously, this is the nakuda that we're at right now, that none of us want to see this. None of us want to see this. When I said that we showed up and were present, I don't think for 1 second that someone here is not thinking about one of our holy tzaddikim, soldiers. I don't think any of us have forgotten, I've stopped thinking about any of the chatufim and chatufot. I don't think anyone stopped thinking for a second with all the presence of being here. So, before Ne'ilah, this last Yom Kippur in Shul, I don't know, Bemet, I don't really understand really why I shared a certain story that is only really shaykh, I feel, to post Simchas Torah. If I think about it, the reason why I share it is because it had to do with Eliyahu Hanavi, and we finished Ne'ilah with Eliyahu Hanavi and Har HaKarmel, Hashem hu Elokim, Hashem hu Elokim. But listen, and this is something I heard. This is just nogea to the kishkas of each person, what they're feeling here right now, that we have to hold on to this story. So even if you heard it once, this is a story I have to tell myself every day. I have to tell myself this story every day. It says in one of the Sipurei Tzadikim about Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh Zchus Yagen Aleinu, that the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh used to speak about a certain tzaddik, that the Chassidim weren't sure if the Baal Shem Tov was just making it up or not, making this person up or not, because they never saw him, they never met him. You know, Reb Shlomo had this thing, sometimes we caught him making up names of rebbes in towns that didn't exist, because he was his own chidushim, but he was so humble, he didn't say. But the Talmidim, the Baal Shem Tov, weren't sure, is this person for real or not? And remember his name, Reb Levi. And every time he spoke about him, they wanted him to see, is this for real or not? So the Baal Shem Tov saw it really sparked their interest. And after a few, months, or maybe a year that he was talking about him, he told his Chassidim one day, hey, you guys want to meet Rebbe Levi? And they're like, what? It's for real? There's actually a figure like this? And Baal Shem Tov says, today, an hour before Mincha, we're going to go out to the fields or to the forest, wherever it was, and you're going to meet Rebbe Levi. They get so excited, and they get such islavah, such passion, such enthusiasm. And they go out to the forest with the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, and they're hiding behind some tree or something. And the Baal Shem Tov says, okay, look, he's coming out now. And this yid, this farmer came, this sweating farmer, like we said, like he was wearing like some kind of Ukrainian overalls or something with, dirty tzitzis over his shirt, over his overalls, sweating, this and that. And he's working the land, he's plowing the land. And the Chassidim are thinking, like, this is Rebbe Levi? And the Baal Shem Tov says to them, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is Rebbe Levi? And they start thinking to themselves, he must be like a lamed of tzaddik that's up all night learning tikkun, Kisle Arizal, tikkun Ezar. And the Baal Shem Tov says to them, I know what you're thinking now. You probably think he's up all night learning Kisle Arizal, saying tikkun Ezar. And the Baal Shem Tov says to them, it's not the case. This is the Rebbe Levi that I'm speaking about. And they're very confused. And then, the holiest Imagine the holiest looking Yidler. The holiest looking Yidler comes and walks up to him, to Rebbe Levi, and he looks deep into his eyes. A Yid, long beard, looked like a prince. He looked deep into Rebbe Levi's eyes, and Baal Shem Tov says, now look. And this Yid looked at Rebbe Levi and then walked away. And the Baal Shem Tov told them that was Eliyahu Hanavi. So now they're even more confused. Now listen, Chevra, what the Baal Shem Tov told them. Open your hearts as wide as you can. The Baal Shem Tov told them. They told Eliyahu Hanavi in Shemayim that there'll be a Yid that has to work really hard, and he has to farm the land, and when he can grab a Shachris, grab a Mincha, grab a Ma'ariv, when he could do Shnai Mikrei Echad Targum, maybe learn 1 or 2 halachas a week, whatever it is, he takes advantage of it. And Eliyahu Hanavi couldn't believe that thousands of years after Har Sinai, when Hashem told us that He loves us and that we're in this forever, thousands of years after we got the Torah, there'd be a Yid that would still be holding on. Thousands of years after the great revelation, when it was all clear to the Jewish people that Hashem Echad U'Shma Echad. He couldn't believe such a thing would exist so many years later. So as a gift to Eliyahu Hanavi, the Baal Shem Tov says they sent him down to go and meet Rebbe Levi. Usually it's the other way around. All the stories tell us you have to do all these fasts and tikkunim in order to have a Gilui Eliyahu. This, the Baal Shem Tov flipped it over. So why is this strike such a chord? Because I know you're probably going to think I'm trying to make you feel good in this room. If that's what ends up happening, that's great. But that's not the point of why I'm saying this story. We are living in a tkufa. We're living in a mitzvah that no one in this room could have ever imagined. And if they would have imagined it, there's no way that anyone here would think that it would make me run and cry to Hashem even more. Even more. And yet, lo and behold, Ein od milvado, Efes u'lasei, Melo chol haaretz kavado, Adon olam Hashem melech, V'hu keili v'chai go'ali, B'yado afkid ruchi. We're saying these words after we know of atrocities that our mind and heart can't comprehend and will never be able to comprehend until Mashiach comes. And yet, look at you. Look at us. Where are we going? Where are we going? Who's going anywhere? So I believe that it'd be a gift. It'd be one of the greatest gifts that Eliyahu Hanavi could ever receive if he came down and he met Am Yisrael today. If he walked into this room right now, and he'd meet you. If he drove into Efrat Safon or Efrat Darom and met some of our brothers standing there Yom V'Layla. If he saw some of the fathers in this room that have children that are 18, 19, 20, that are mashed, not just metaphorically speaking, they are protecting us b'Shem Hashem Tzedakos. This is maybe now we understand. Yesi v'lo achmina, because even for the tzaddikim in the Gemara, this mitzias that we're in would be too crazy for them. So they say, I can't be around this. It's too wild. It's too wild. Let him just come, I can't be around it. And yet, we're here now. ואנחנו יודעים שלא הולכים לשום מקום. לא רוצים ללכת לשום מקום. אין שום רצון. Haikar, the Rebbe says, Haikar talui baratzon, Haikar talui baratzon. So Yiratzon Be'ez Hashem. That we mafnim it, we take in for a second that Eliyahu is with us. He's with us and he's mevaser tovi. The besora is like literally on his lips. It's about to come out. It's about to come out. It's about to come out. And when those words come out, Higi hazman geulaschem, that your time here now is redeemed. There won't be any safek about anything else, anything in the world, anything we ever had. And I give us all a bracha to look into our children's eyes when we hear those words from Eliyahu. In the schus of our children's eyes, that besora should just come out already. Ki ayin be'ayin yiru, lev ve'lev yiru b'shuv Hashem shiras tzion.